Nation of Fit in 10, welcome to day 47. We are officially into the final third of this challenge. And people have written me saying, now that the challenge is winding down, the challenge is not winding down yet. Still a third. And I want to remind you that you can still make a lot of change in these final 23 days. So hang in there and do not give up. The only way that you're going to stop your progress is to slow down what you're doing, right? Is to put on the brakes. Don't put on the brakes. It's fine if you've made mistakes. It's fine if you've fallen off the wagon. It's fine, like I've mentioned before, if you've intentionally or unintentionally, sabotage yourself or whatnot. It doesn't matter, okay? It doesn't dictate what you're capable of doing over the next 23 days. Okay, if you want to progress, you've got to put in the work every single day. If you want to progress, you've got to put in the work every single day. All right? Do your best every single day. As I mentioned before, it's just about how much you've been on versus how much you've been off. The more that we can stay on, the better off we're going to be. Okay? So keep putting in those days where you're checking off, where you're ticking off those check boxes. Okay? Hang in there. Believe me. Trust the process. I think I really shouldn't even have to say it because a lot of you did super, super well going from your first scan to your second scan, right? Your first comparative scan, you did exceptionally well. Most of you did exceptionally well, okay? Okay. Feedback. I can probably get this done today. I'll get everybody's feedback done. Virtually, I maybe had, I think, 6 feedbacks this week. So anyways, this person writes, as the program winds down, any recommendations about what we should do, what would be a good weekly target to set for workouts and cardio once the program is done to continue to see progress and maintain the gains already achieved? For example, 3 workouts, 3 cardio during the program moves to 2 out of 2 or 1. Oh, I see. So 2 cardios, 2 weights maybe, or 1 cardio, 3 weights. Okay, so I do give you an exit strategy. You get I guess you could say, somewhat formal exit strategy. I do send you an email at the end that talks specifically on what to do. Okay, now I will say, and you probably heard me talk, if you saw the video, I think it was yesterday, no, it was maybe a couple days ago. Catherine, who did our fall challenge, she came back in to do another scan. She did the first challenge and lost around 16 pounds. Maybe it was just slightly under or slightly over, but roughly 16 pounds of fat. She wanted, we had a discussion after the challenge, and she said, listen, I feel fine. I still feel super motivated. I want to keep going, and I want to be a little bit more aggressive. So we did that, and I kept her at her 10-week macros. Her week 10 macros for another 10 weeks. And this is not something I would normally recommend. So the exit strategy will not recommend that. Okay, the exit strategy is going to basically, it's going to place you in one of 2 groups based on how you finish the challenge. And then from there, it's going to tell you what to do. Okay, but typically what I have you do is reintroduce a little more calories over time. All right? If you have some other goals, if you want to be more aggressive, if you still feel like you're super motivated, if you feel concerned, whatnot, come and talk to me, and I can, help you like I help Catherine. I mean, I can't take credit for Catherine. I really can't. I just kind of pointed to her. She did all the work. Kudos to her for losing now almost 27 pounds of fat, which is incredible over 20 weeks. Listen, maybe what I'll do is I'll send out the exit strategy maybe a week. I don't want to send it out too early, but maybe I'll send it out the last week. Okay, like I'll send it out like on day whatever, 63, 64, the beginning of the last week. Okay. last entry, or last feedback, I should say. Name something specific you can improve upon for the following week. Meal planning on a regular basis. As it's a game changer. It is a game changer. It is truly a game changer. Explore more creative meals and sending you my daily macros at the end of each day. Yeah, I will admit this is an area I need to improve upon myself. Having maybe some more basic meals. I've always eaten well. I don't want to. I mean, a lot of people think that I eat for purpose, and that is true. I do eat for purpose. My meals are macro based, and I just make the meal fit that. But I do care about what it tastes like. I'm not super fancy. Like, you know, I am very basic. I just ate a meal half an hour ago. Typical meal: baked potato and some bison, along with some red pepper and carrots. I did mix that into the bison with some onion, and then I had a little bit of Greek yogurt. This is very, very basic foods. Of course, I add some salt that's got some kelp in it, and some garlic salt as well. But very, very basic, right? But that's kind of the way I want you to think. And it's not to say that you can't spice things up more. And I really should put out some more recipes. Well, I'm gonna have to really develop some recipes because I don't have any more recipes. Maybe I'm gonna talk to Martina, see if she can put out some for these final 3.5 weeks. I'm sure Martina's got tons. For those of you who don't know, she's originally a professional chef. She did 4 years of culinary school. So she is a master in this domain. But I always want you to think eating basic foods. Protein strong, carb strong, and then perhaps adding in some fats. Always real whole food, right? And then spice it up how you want. Name something specific you need help with. I find it helpful when recipes are posted. Right, okay, we'll get on that. What are some cardio intervals I can do in the house without cardio equipment? All right, so I talked about this in previous video, but maybe I'll just talk about this again. Really working against your body weight is going to be challenging. So introducing some intervals that involve maybe the stairs in your house, essentially movement of your body. Okay, sorry. I want to say major movement of your entire body. That's really what I mean. Okay, so like a burpee or a deep squat or a sit to stand, or well, these would be more technical, but a Turkish get up, step ups, a lot of leg movements, lunges. When you could do different variations of these, of course. Basically, where we are lifting, we're really working against the body weight. This can really get your heart rate up, and you probably experienced this. Well, this person hasn't because they do online. But if you're doing, especially like weighted squats in the gym, you know, right after just doing like even a set of like 5 reps at a decent weight, your heart rate's way up, right? Because you're working against so much weight. So that's really what I'm going to recommend that you do. So different variations of lunges, different variations of squats. As I mentioned, burpees, stepping up onto a stool, stepping down from a stool. When I mentioned the lunges, you could do reverse lunges, you can do forward lunges, you can do side lunges. You can do, as I mentioned, sit up to stand. You can incorporate walking up and down the stairs or jogging up and down the stairs. Skipping rope, of course, is good. Even plyometrics, jumping up onto things, even if it's just a short distance. So a lot to do, but we've really got to think about movement of your entire body. Okay, even jumping jacks. Okay, maybe not so much resistance. Maybe add in some bands on the jumping jacks, like bands around your lower legs. Make a big difference. Okay, but you're not really gonna get your heart rate up doing movement with just part of your body. So for an example would be like, like a, I don't know, curls with weights at home, right? You're just moving your arms. You're not really gonna see a whole lot with that. But actually getting your body up and down is going to get your heart rate up quite fast. Is there anything you'd like me to cover in this week's video series? I really enjoy your videos and look forward to watching them. There's always good information, inspiration to take away and keep me going. Awesome. I'm really happy to hear that. All right, 10 minutes here. What is this? The last comment. One of the biggest things I've noticed happening consistently is I'm getting between 7 to 9 hours of sleep a night and have been used to, on average, 6 hours prior to the challenge. I'm not sure if it's because of the fitness or the food or the combination of both, but I can't believe it. This alone is keeping me very motivated. Okay, this is great. Yeah, this is awesome. I mean, a lot of people say usually when they just start when they start exercising regularly, their sleep improves immensely. I rarely have a hard time sleeping, I will admit. I'm usually exhausted just from training. I try to exercise. With the exception of the odd day, I'm always doing some form of exercise. I do 2 days of weights. So I do my whole body over 2 workouts, and then I do a day cardio, and then I just repeat, and I just keep going. And if I feel like I need a day off where I just don't do anything, then I'll eventually do that. And then I try to stretch every day as well. Now, stretching is really not something that is really that beneficial, but I do movement stretching. So it's like going through movement into a deep stretch, just to work on some of my mobility, especially through my hips. So anyways, you didn't ask me about what I do, but I'm just mentioning this because I think that when you do exert yourself on a regular basis, you need that extra sleep, right? You're going to sleep better. It also helps to lower your anxiety, lower your cortisol levels, and in addition to that, if you are active, if you're intentionally active, is what I'm looking for, then you start to think about your diet. Of course, you're doing the challenge, so you're obviously thinking about your diet, but you think about your diet more, so it kind of snowballs, right? You start thinking about all the aspects of your life and how you can make them better towards your health, right? How you can improve your health. And this is going to have bearing on your sleep, I think. So it's probably a combination of everything, but typically when people start exercising more, they see an improvement in their sleep. So this is great to hear, and I'm really happy to hear this because sleep is everything, including, I think I talked about this book, which is still sitting here. Why We Sleep. I'll probably read it again at some point. It's always good to reread books because naturally when I do, I'm always like, I don't remember reading this or that. But anyways, Dr. Matthew Walker, he's a sleep scientist. He claims that sleep is one of the, or getting adequate amount of sleep is one of the key drivers to mitigating various diseases, especially neurological diseases and cancers. So kind of interesting, right? Okay, let's get to the message of the day because I am just talking and maybe rambling a bit. So, where's my message of the day? Today's message of the day on day 47, those who remain focused succeed. Okay, the original quote's actually, those who remain focused win. But I don't really like that. Those who remain focused, okay, succeed. So stay focused. It's okay to lose focus, just get refocused. It's okay to fall down, right? It's okay to have these temporary slip-ups or even planned rewards or whatnot. It's okay. Again, it's all about how much you're doing versus how much you're not doing. So do as much as you can do, right, on a regular basis. This is the key. Okay, and this will add up over time. Remember, this will add up over time. It's not about overnight success. Okay, it's about you continually improving. Okay? Beyond just a number in terms of what a scan gives you, right? Positive energy, positive vibes, believe in yourself, and for the love of God, give some gratitude. I'll talk to you all tomorrow.